Hey everyone, welcome back to Sleepy Student. Today I'm here with a brand new video for you guys. We're going to be talking about When Calls the Heart, Season 8, Episode 10, titled Old Love, True Love. Wait, Old Love, New Love, True Love. And I'm here with my mom, Stacy. Thanks for joining me.
Hi, guys.
So this was the wedding episode for Floyo. This was a pretty good episode, I gotta say. Probably one of the better ones this season. I just think most of the couples kind of had like a happy ending, and I think we only have two more episodes this season, but everything kind of seems to be definitely wrapping up. There'll probably be one more boom when it comes to the love triangle, and I think we've kind of like saw the end of the episode. But what did you think of this episode?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought I enjoyed the wedding. I enjoyed that the focus wasn't on the triangle. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode.
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and start with Ned and Florence, because Katie Yost is back in town. She does not want Ned to get married. And it's mainly because, well, Ned's wife has died, and there are a lot of like widows, and I'm not sure what it's called when a med
Widower, widows.
I'm not sure what it's called like when like a mid's wife dies, but a lot of widows and a male widow, I guess.
Widow, once widower.
Widower. Okay. And Katie is kind of like afraid of like Ned like losing Florence as well. It doesn't have anything to do with like how she feels about Florence, but she wants Ned to be safe. And like I don't think anything will happen with Florence, I think.
Yeah.
But I understand Katie's concerns.
She's protective of her dad. She doesn't want to see him hurt again.
Surprising. I mean, I was kind of skeptical on Elizabeth giving like Katie advice, because it seems like she's not the one who should be giving advice to people. But I think her advice kind of like paid off. Like typically, like she said something along the lines that sometimes our biggest regrets are what we don't like try. Like like our risks typically pay off at the end, something along those lines. So kind of persuading Katie to go along with the wedding, because she said she wasn't going to go to her dad's wedding, which why would she come to town in the first place then? But what did you think of this whole thing with her?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really sweet. At first I was like she was refusing or not wanting it because it was Florence, but when I found out hit Ned's backstory and that he'd lost a wife and that it just broke his heart, and the daughter just thought, I can't see my dad with his heart broken again. That was kind of sweet. So, but I am glad that she listened to Elizabeth, and she at the end, became a part of the wedding and was happy, because Ned deserves to be happy again. And there's no guarantees in life, but he definitely deserves to be happy again.
And Ned and Florence share their first kiss before the wedding. He actually goes in and sees her even though he's not supposed to. But they share their first kiss before the wedding. What do you think of that?
That was sweet. I like how he snuck into the salon from the back door. And then I like how he forgot that he snuck in and went out the front door. It was cute.
I thought it was funny that, he came in and said that he had cold feet. And then she says, I guess I can knit you warmer
socks.
Warmer socks or whatever. Yeah. Which I thought was
sweet.
But then he decided to go along with things. I think it was just the whole Katie thing that caused him to like start to question things. But this is definitely the fastest moving relationship that we had on the show. But do you think it was still fine that it moved this fast?
It worked for Ned and Florence. They've both been through this before, and they're older. So they recognize they fell in love, and why not get married?
Their relationship doesn't have drama in it, luckily, like other relationships that we'll talk about in a second. But I thought the wedding was really nice, and Florence's son was also in this episode again, so he kind of got some more screen time, and it turns out that Florence also has a daughter, which was they kind of mentioned that.
Yeah.
While Florence and Paul were dancing. So, what do you think of Florence's son now looks like having like a bigger role?
I think that's great. And it opens the storyline up for the daughter as well. So we'll see, how that family and that storyline progresses as we continue to watch it. So.
And did you like the wedding, like overall?
I did. I liked the wedding. I liked that was Joseph's first kind of act as pastor. And I also liked that Bill was a part of it, since he had been a big part of their lives as well. So, that was cool. I love that Ned asked Henry to be his best man, and you could just tell that meant a lot to Henry. So yeah, overall, I thought it was just a great scene.
And well, I guess we can go and talk about the whole Ned and Henry thing. I think it was almost kind of surprising because like we haven't really seen scenes of them together because like Ned hasn't really had a lot of screen time because earlier on in this season, Henry was yelling at Ned for
Accusing him
of opening that letter. But
Yeah.
now, he apologized to Ned though. So now, and Ned doesn't have like a lot of friends, I guess, in Hope Valley. He just has more acquaintances, and everyone like accepts and loves him. But he doesn't have a lot of like true friends.
Yeah.
So it's nice that Henry is like an option for him. And then Molly and Florence also have a really sweet moment where Florence thanks Molly for standing by her side after their husbands died and how far they've come in their friendship. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I thought that was very touching. They've been through a lot together, and when you go through those kind of hard times like that, those relationships really bond and kind of stick like super glue together. And there's something really special about the friendship that comes out of those hard times. So yeah, they're just really good friends. I love that Molly gave Florence her dress that she used to kind of get Bill's attention, and Florence looked great in it. So it was sweet.
I thought it was funny the way that Rosemary dressed it. She was like, Molly, this is the dress that you used to get Bill Avery.
It worked.
Yeah. So yeah, Molly and Florence, that was a really good moment. The best moment that they've definitely had like together. Because for the first 7 seasons, all we saw their relationship being was like gossip.
Right.
And now we finally this season get to see more of like their true friendship. I think that was just because one of the better things this season was having Molly and Florence having more screen time. So I think they've done a really good job with that and having them shine. A few more things I do want to talk about before this podcast ends. The next thing is the whole Elizabeth and Rosemary thing. Elizabeth didn't even like apologize to Rosemary for her actions. She just kind of they just decided to put their step behind them for the sake of Ned and Florence's wedding. So what did you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth comes into the dress shop and you think, oh, she's going to apologize and they're going to set their friendship right. No. No, let's just call a truce right now because we need to let Florence and Ned have the best wedding possible. And then she walks out. So yeah, I thought she was a brat.
Yeah, Elizabeth has been like this season. It's almost like they just want us to not like her.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what outcome they're going to take in like the season finale. Or if there'll be a season 9 or not. Like, I don't know how we're supposed to like her because we don't like her right now.
Right. I mean, some characters like Florence and Molly, for instance, are becoming they're endearing to you, where Elizabeth always was, but right now she's not.
No, not right now. Maybe she'll be soon, hopefully, because I can't stand this whole love triangle storyline anymore.
Yeah.
Based on what happens at the end, and we'll talk about that at the end. So I know that Elizabeth and Rosemary will make up. I mean, I'm certain that they will, but just still kind of annoying. And then I wanted to say that it was funny. Another funny moment was when Rosemary and Claire accidentally stitched the dress to themselves.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, kind of dummies, but I guess they got it off though. So that was
apparently,
just
but yeah,
off screen. And then we also got a scene between Carson and Minnie, where she kind of like advises him advises him to not give up her, and he reveals that he was going to propose to Faith and at Christmas time, but he never got the chance to do it. And Minnie says that he should consider the ring more. So it seems like Joseph and Minnie are really like stepping into almost like the guardian or like the advice givers in Hope Valley.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. Because this was, like you said, this was Joseph's first pastor position, and I think that he did a really good job with him and Bill both officiating the ceremony. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Carson and Faith. So, this what we've kind of been questioning all season, pretty much what's going on with them, and this episode was no exception, because it almost looked like things were good with them. and that especially based on the conversation that Carson had with Minnie, it looked like things were going to be good. No, that's not the way things went because by the end, Carson said that he's going to stay. That's the right choice, and Faith tells him not to stay and to go. So, what do you think of that?
Boing, boing, boing. I mean, I feel like they're going back and forth, back and forth. I don't know what else to think about that.
It's like an uneven like seesaw
It is.
ride.
A jerky seesaw ride. Is there such thing? But yeah.
Yeah, it's not entertaining either. I mean, I think next episode I read something in the synopsis like it's put to the ultimate test their relationship. So hopefully next episode we'll get some resolution to that.
I hope so because it's almost annoying to me as the love triangle.
Yeah.
Almost. So it needs to end.
Yeah, this was definitely like one of my more least favorite storylines over the course of the season.
Yep.
So I just don't know what's going to happen with them. I mean, I guess they're going to break up or maybe they'll get engaged, but I almost just don't see. I mean, this episode I thought they had a little bit better chemistry at times. I think they still have good chemistry. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see them getting engaged for some reason.
Yeah. But, I mean, they're not as old as Ned and Florence, but these two are not young chicks. They just need to get their lives figured out. Do you like each other? Do you want to be married and love each other the rest of your lives or not?
Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to say was Jesse and Clara because in Rules, the person who's kind of like stole all of like their life savings, and he wants to see if Fiona can give him her barbershop. So he's coming in town to cause trouble. And then Jesse runs after him, but unfortunately he slips because he's running too fast. So what do you think of this guy?
So, yeah, I mean, it was weird that he came in and wanted a haircut even though it was closed. It was really weird that he came back and said, hey, where's the owner? You know, I'd like to buy it. Very bizarre. So I don't think we've seen the last of him. But, I mean, it was weird that Jesse saw him and said, hey, that's the guy that took our money. I think there has to be some resolution there because we don't know what happened. And, I mean, we need to see some kind of resolution there. So, yeah, I don't think we've seen the end of this guy.
It almost felt like a little bit anticlimactic or like kind of like weird how the way they set it up with like him, like Jesse, like, well, first of all, I don't even know why this guy would come to town in the first place. I mean, obviously to stir up trouble, but why is he approaching Fiona? And like, I thought it was kind of weird how Jesse just ran up and like shouted at him and tried to catch him. That just
it was odd.
Yeah, that whole scene was odd to me. I mean, this storyline is more one of the more interesting ones, but it'll just be interesting to see where it goes. Because they're good by the end, Jesse and Clara, but it also Hickam and Fiona are blossoming more. They might do some sort of partnership. It looks like, which could be interesting. So, do you like them?
Yes, I do. I think that's a cute potential couple.
Yeah, and I think I want to say, the whole love triangle. Obviously, I have some issues with it. Elizabeth and Lucas, they weren't like seeing like I just didn't see. I mean, they attended the wedding together because they're technically still together, but I don't know what's gonna happen with them because now I feel bad for Lucas because the moment that he witnessed between Elizabeth and Nathan at the end. But I mean, at the wedding, it shows like Elizabeth and Lucas sitting together, and then the camera pans down, and they're not holding hands. So you could tell that they probably wanted to. But what did you think of that?
Yeah, I thought that scene looked promising. But once again, this has kind of been a back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, I think she likes Lucas. No, I think she's leaning towards Nathan. And I know they want us to be that way, but it just seems like I've already said a lot of times, it's gone on quite a bit too long.
Yeah. And Lucas and Nathan have this interesting conversation where Lucas says to Nathan, "Stop pressuring Elizabeth."
Yeah.
So I don't. Do you think he had the right to say that?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, she's made her feelings known that she's chosen Lucas, so he's protective of her. So
and like he doesn't like want anything, and he doesn't want Nathan in their way, but also he doesn't necessarily have the right like to say that to Nathan. Nathan should just, I think, come to that realization on his own.
Yeah.
Because then after that, because like all the couples are dancing besides Elizabeth in her choice, or Elizabeth had one of the partners.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see Nathan walks out, and then Elizabeth and Rosemary exchange a glance, which was kind of weird, but I think it meant something. And then Elizabeth went out and talked to Nathan, and she says that she forgives him for everything that went down, like the whole Fort Clay thing.
Right. It wasn't his fault, and she was recognizing that and letting him know. So.
Which I mean, I'm glad that she did that, but like
Yeah.
also like it's still kind of like weird like how they like set it up because like I don't know, we didn't really see Elizabeth come to this conclusion on her own besides different things. I would have liked to see a little bit more like like her coming to like this conclusion.
Yeah. Yeah, like she realized it and she worked it through on the camera, so we saw it before she just randomly said that to him. I agree.
Yeah, because then Nathan holds her hand and they gaze into each other's eyes, and then Lucas witnesses the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, this just reminds me how frustrating this whole love triangle is. I mean, it looks like Nathan's going to be her choices. I mean, I already kind of called that from the beginning, that I figured originally we're like 60-40 like 2 episodes back, and
Yeah.
or like even like 70-30. It just seems like now it's 50-50 by the end of this episode. So
Yeah.
what do you think of that ending scene?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say it was touching, and yeah, it was. I hate that Lucas had to witness it, but I still don't have a clue which one she's going to choose. Maybe she shouldn't get either of them. That's mean, I know, but
Maybe she'll just get Rosemary by the end.
yeah.
And one more detail I want to mention is that Gowan revealed that he's writing Abigail. Him and Abigail are sending.
Was that
But
official?
that was official.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like they're setting up almost like a return for her.
Maybe.
Although this was like filmed and like, written like before like she was out of prison, so I don't know. I don't know about that, but just wanted to throw that little detail. And it just feels like we're getting more and more mentions of Abigail lately. It just almost seems like it's heading somewhere, but I don't know. So, so 2 more episodes left of the season. I'm excited to see where everything wraps up. Hopefully Elizabeth will finally make her choice, and that it won't be like a cliffhanger. So yeah. Anyways, so thanks everyone for watching the studio. Like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications, and bye.